Hello everyone, so you guys may have seen my special Turkish from Facebook. So this bow is actually made by Yuan bows, but heavily modified by me. So it actually started off as a Turkish bow, and I got the idea when I was doing 3D competition a year back. So back then what happened was I was using my Mariner 60-inch boring sticks and running around in the forest, in the jungle. So it was a bit cumbersome and it was raining very heavily. So I didn't even have like a tripod to hold my, don't have a bow stand, so I don't have anything to hold my bow. And carrying that 60-inch bow for a few hours is quite tiring. So at that moment, I just noticed some people actually hang their bows on the tree branch. So the thing is, there's actually not a lot of branches available for everyone to hang their bows. So we can't pick like big long branches, right? Because where does it stop, or branches that are way too high? So there are only certain branches that are just ideal for us. So at that point, when I saw people using some of the branches, I was looking around and I was like, there's really not a lot of branch to use, and I just wish like if only my bow has a hook like this where I can hook it on a tree branch. So that's how I got an idea where, okay, I want to have a hook. And then I remember, oh, the Cayenne bow actually has a hook. So we can just put the Cayenne hook on a bow that I think would be good. And then I thought, okay, since for field archery, you do not want to be carrying a massive 60-inch bow, so maybe we can pick a Turkish bow. Which is short, right? Short, easy to carry around. And then I also figure out the other side, why it is not symmetric, the other side is like that, is because when you walk around in the jungle or in the forest, there's a lot of bushes and all that. So if I were to have a hook down here, it is more likely that we'll catch onto something, because the way we hold, we actually kind of slant the bow down. Okay, we naturally slant the bow down, and therefore this is more like to catch on something, which is quite annoying. So I don't need to have both sides hooked to hook on a tree branch. I can have one side being more streamlined and it won't catch onto a branch. So just having one hook is enough. The other side will make it a bit longer, which is basically the Emperor bow's design. So that it's long enough to kind of balance the weight on this side. Otherwise, the weight balance would be a problem as well. And that's how I get this design. And then the other part would be the original Turkish can only draw to 31-inch, which means it is probably going to start stacking around, slight stack, a very, very slight stack, around 29-inch. If you are strong, you probably won't feel it, but if you look at the 4-straw curve, you start to see, oh, it is actually turning a little bit more like going up. So usually the last 2 inches is gonna stack. So a 31 max, 29 is gonna start doing that. And I thought, what if I extend the bow just a tiny bit so that it can reach 32, because my draw is up to 30-inch to the back or 29-inch to the belly. That's gonna work out pretty well. So all I need to do is just add a little bit more length to the bow, and I'm not gonna make a whole mold for the new design. So I'm gonna use the existing Turkish and extend only the sear, which I will then add this thing to it. And this is the result. So we have a Cayenne hook on the lower side, a Emperor flare on the top side, a Turkish bow with a steel counterweight inside the riser, carbon on the back, ceramic core, 50% of it, okay? So unlike other people who, when they make a ceramic core, they will do like the whole thing, but in our case, we actually did only half, because ceramic is actually quite a brittle material. We do not want to use for the entire lid. We only use half ceramic foam, the other half is wood. Wood is a more reliable material, and you don't really lose a lot of speed or anything. Wood gives it reliability. The ceramic foam is actually to counter against our belly side, which is glass. Our belly side is a thick glass, so the ceramic foam is actually to counter the weight of our glass. So on my unit, of course, I added also the golden shadow maple veneer, just to look cool. It also has a... Okay, this one wasn't intended, okay? Now this unit came with this mother of pearl inlay arrow pass. It wasn't my original intention to have this, so I actually preferred the cow bone. Now technically the mother of pearl is more beautiful. I mean, just look at this. I'm not sure if the camera will catch the shine of the mother of pearl. It is very beautiful, okay? The mother of pearl is very beautiful, but it is actually not as durable. So if you abuse the bow, right? Let's say you use shitty arrows and whatever thing you use for a long time, the arrow keeps smashing your arrow pass, it's not gonna end well. This is gonna look really ugly because it's not as hard, it's not as durable as cow bone. So when you abuse it a lot over a longer term, the mother of pearl looks prettier initially, but also looks uglier later. So the cow bone is actually a kind of like a safer option, where it may not look very beautiful initially, but in the long term, it will maintain its look. So I want to go for the cow bone, but then I don't know. Ewan gave me this without even asking me. So when I got the bows, I was kind of upset, and I actually, I wrote some posts and complained things. So this is one of them. I asked for cow bone, and as a manufacturer, I think that if you cannot do it for whatever reason, you notify your buyers. You tell your customer, this is the reason we can't do it. Can you accept if we do this change for you? That is what it's supposed to be. I mean, if I say no, we'll do it some other ways, right? We'll figure something out. If I say yes, well, that's I gave it a green light to do something. So without asking me, without notifying me, the change was done, and just assume that I would accept regardless of their decision. And I'm not a person who would accept someone giving me something random. If I say I want something, I want that thing specifically. I do not accept anything else. Same thing with the core. I actually requested for wood core. I got bamboo here. So that is why I wasn't happy. The riser, now the riser here actually is, in my case, is red. Originally, I did request for all my bows to have red. So very luckily, this one came with red. Which later on I got this quiver which is green, but at least there is some red. I think the red still kind of work. So that's okay for here, but we also have all kind of other colors that came with it. Purple, blue, green, all kinds of shit. And colors are very polarizing. So some people like certain color, some people hate certain color. So example, if I got blue, I would be pissed because my original request is red. How the hell did I get blue? Blue and red is not the same. and blue doesn't match. So I would be really pissed if I gotten blue. That's why I told the manufacturer, I told Yuwen that you cannot make this kind of color changes or color decision for the customer, because not all customer will like it. Some will be pissed as fuck. So if you want to be safe, choose a neutral color. And if customer wants something special, wants one color for their bow, they will request for it. Okay, so I'm not saying that bow is bad. Okay, don't misunderstand. The bow is actually really good. Otherwise, I won't be doing this video at all. But I'm saying that there are certain things that, as a manufacturer, you have to understand customers' behavior. They're not gonna like your random decision. They paid for something. They want to get what they pay for, not something else. So another thing to show is, now this is actually the very first prototype that they made and showed me. And after looking at this bow from their photos, I said, okay, the bow looks good. We can produce the others. When I got the bow, they are not the same length. So now, even though it may look like it's just a little bit different here, okay, it looks a little bit different here. However, okay, it may be a bit difficult to show. Basically, on the prototype, this section here is shorter. The production version, the section here is longer. Again, the shorter one is the prototype, the longer one is the production. As a result, the string length difference is 1 inch, and that makes quite a significant difference. Remember why I added the length of the bow? Is because I want to make it smoother. And in fact, they charge me a premium to have these extra flares and the extra length. And in production, they made it shorter than the prototype that I saw. You know, as a person who paid for the length and then they removed the length, I'm sure that most people would be pissed by that. Okay, so well, luckily the bow did came in longer than original. It is still longer than original Turkish, so at least it serves its purpose. But I would really wish the bow would have been the prototype, which was the correct length. So therefore, there is quite a lot of things that didn't go as planned. But at least the bow turned out well. It shoots well, it draws well. I do like it, although I do have another situation. So I'm like really unlucky with this batch. This problem didn't appear on the other bows. So the bow seems to be doing fine now, right? It seems to be doing fine. Obviously, I'm holding it. But if you just look at this part here, I have a white spot here, which I have no idea what this is. So I have already asked Yuwen, and they are unsure either, because I would suspect two possibilities. The first one is that maybe there's delamination inside, which causes, like, you know, a gap between the veneer and the glass, which causes this. It is one of the possible scenario. The other one is the glass itself, so it's not void, but there is no gap on the side. So I've been very paranoid about this. I keep checking on the side, because if it's gonna break, you know, I wish it was just gonna break and then get it replaced. Yuwen will replace it, no issue. So it's just that I'm really unlucky on this one. If it doesn't break, I'm gonna have to use it. I'm gonna have to use it. I mean, I pay for the bows just like you guys. So this kind of situation doesn't seem like it's warranted yet. I hope it will break. Otherwise, if it's not gonna break anytime soon, you better not break for the rest of your life, right? Yeah, this is just one of situation, but does it affect my shot? So far, no, except for me being a bit paranoid and just constantly check if there's gonna be a gap there. Also, because the mother of pearl is on the softer end, I'm a bit paranoid as well, so I put the tape to protect it, which kind of it defeats the purpose of having arrow pass, right? So arrow pass is supposed to be durable and can like shoot arrows without worrying about scratches and damages, and now I have to protect the mother of pearl so that it doesn't look ugly. Also, the grip that came with it originally was actually really bad. Like all the other units were actually pretty good. Not to say very good. There are still some ugliness to it, but in comparison, mine was the worst. My grip was really ugly, so I just couldn't stand it. I ripped it off, and then I just took the leather grip from one of the broken mariner bows from past years. I usually don't throw them away immediately because it's kind of like it feels very wasteful, so I just keep the broken bows. And happens to be that the grip could be salvaged, and I put it on, and I'm actually very proud about this because it's my first time doing a leather grip, and I felt that this grip is so good looking, so good looking. So I do like the grip that I made. The bow itself is also very pretty. I do think that the bow is pretty. Craftsmanship wise, Yuan bow is good. It's just I really hope that they would consider the color problem, consider customer requests, take customer requests seriously. If customers say no something, don't do that thing. So I'm just gonna draw this bow now, just to show you. The length tip to tip is 51 inch. The max draw is 32 inch to the back. So just to have a look at the profile, of course I don't reach that length, but I try to draw as far as I can to show you. Okay, how is the draw feel? Very good, very good. On this prototype, when I tested between 28 to 31 inch to the belly side, this one registered a 6.7% increase per inch. Okay, the smaller the number, the better. So 6.7 is actually below. It is at the threshold of stacking. Basically, you couldn't quite tell if it stacks or if it's smooth. Okay, 6.7 is actually a good one. Whereas this one, I said before, it is a little bit shorter than the prototype. So this registered 7% per inch, which means at 31 inch from the belly, which is 32 inch from the back, at that very point, it does stack. But at my draw length of 29 from the belly, 30 from the back, it is still not stacking, still very smooth. So when I draw, yes, it is butter smooth. It doesn't feel any stack. It's very nice. Steel riser, I would say steel core or steel counterweight riser is very heavy on the handle. The handle here, you can really feel there's a solid mass here, so it feels very stable. The speed on this bow is good, very good. Like example, I have these. I compared against the Spearman, which was just a little bit heavier in poundage than this unit. That bow doesn't feel as fast. I haven't chrono it yet, but that bow doesn't feel as fast as this one, which is actually a lower poundage by 10%. Okay, so this is a 29-pound bow. That one is a 33-pound bow. Yet this one actually felt more powerful. So speed, I am satisfied. However, now shooting feel. I'll do some shots later, but I'm going to tell you the shooting feel. there is an increase in hand shock and vibration. Okay, the extra length, the extra weight at the tip does indeed increase the hand shock and vibration, but is it bad? I would still consider it as being on the lower side. It is not painful, definitely not. It is very close to that of the Spearman Emperor in terms of hand shock and vibration. So definitely not high, but when compared against the Yuan Turkish with the steel core and without the flares, without the added length, it has gained hand shock and vibration. Okay, so yes, hand shock and vibration did increase, but not a lot. It is still considered low and acceptable. So especially given the speed and stability of the bow, I actually like the bow. Okay, so despite all the complaint I have earlier, all that long complaint, I actually like the bow. So I've been practicing with this one, okay, maybe a bit. I'm kind of busy, so I don't have a lot of time to practice. But this bow seems to shoot where it's pointed. That's why I kind of like it. Right now, it's right here. So my arrows, I'm using a 700 spine paired against this bow, and it seems to go exactly where it's pointed. And in fact, I don't even have to do any katra. The arrow is going just straight. So why? I'm not quite sure. The brace height is almost 7 inch, just 1/8 under, which is 6 inch 7/8. Arrow goes straight. The arrow pass is actually wider than I hoped for. So previously it was 18 mil here with the raised skin. Now that we don't have the raised skin, I expect it to drop down to 16, 17. I got 20. What happened? No idea. So these are things that I really hope Yuan will improve on. Customer made a request, you should do it, okay, and just not give us something that, like, you know, surprise, hope you like it. Okay, people don't like this kind of thing. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna start to do some shooting for you guys. Alright, so I'm gonna be shooting the arrows, and I hope you will try to observe the profile, try to observe you know, as it shoots, how it vibrates and things like that. The bow actually feels very steady to shoot, so I do actually like it. It's very smooth, so it's actually fairly easy for me to anchor. Oh, perfect. Perfect in the goal. So I do not think I do any kafra, did I? I'm not sure. I didn't even pay attention to it. So if it did, it did. If it doesn't, you know, I didn't really do anything intentionally. Yeah, results are actually very good, very consistent. I'm gonna do another round. Yeah, so I guess that's it. The bow shoots well. Even when I don't anchor, I just randomly draw and just release. Shooting just instinctively. I actually don't aim because I'm a cross dominant. I look at the arrow from the left eye and I draw the right hand. So I don't actually aim my arrows. I just draw and shoot instinctively. So despite that, I think I like the result. I do like the result. So yeah, despite all the long complaint, I actually like the book.